Thank you, God, for the opportunity to make another video. Welcome back to the MoneyPot Channel. It is your boy, Elijah, back here in the flesh. And in this video, we are talking about watching the world banks and what the frick they are doing around the world. We gotta get hip to this. This is serious. Let's get into the video.
Are you okay?
And I know this is a new intro, super fire. Shout out to King Sounds for the beat. If you need some beats, check the description below for that contact information. You dig? Let's get into this video in regards to talking about what the frick the central banks are doing and why it is so important for us to be mindful of what they are doing. We know there is a recession. OTW, it is on the way and it is coming, and the media is not putting this information out. But thank goodness that you have subscribed here to the MoneyPot channel. You've turned on the post notifications because you're not going to miss out on all the important news that you're going to need to be able to survive and thrive throughout this recession. So, first article we see here is of Putin suggesting that the BRIC nations are looking at a new global reserve currency that is going to be backed by hard assets. The BRIC nations are Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South America. South Africa. I'm sorry, South America, South Africa. They're close. They're close, all right. But listen, these are some of the largest economies in the world, and they're already starting to look at a new global reserve currency. It previously was the United States dollar. It previously was, and as the United States continues to print more money, inflation goes on the rise, not only here in the United States, but the United States dollar is losing purchasing power around the world. We are going to see many countries start to look at alternatives. And one of them is going to be central bank digital currencies, along with having hard assets. Central banks around the world are stockpiling large amounts of silver and gold and other precious metals. You know why? Because that is God's money. That is metals from the earth that actually have store of value. We should be moving like the gosh dang central banks and getting our portfolio set up how they are and not having our assets backed by the United States dollar, but by precious metals. And what the frick do you guys think is going on here on the world stage? Do you guys think that we're going to see central bank digital currencies here in 2022 or maybe in 2023? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And in regards to this new global reserve currency, we see China is developing a CBDC. And they, along with the other BRIC nations, are working on a SWIFT alternative. The SWIFT alternative is just to be sending money from central bank to central bank. You think that they care about the sanctions that the United States is imposing? The United States' number one export is the United States dollar. And as they continue to export this dollar and continue to print it, which they did during this COVID pandemic, we see the value of it decreasing drastically. That is why our prices are going up so high. The United States' number one export is its dollar. And right now, the only main commodity, the largest commodity that countries are using United States dollars for is for oil, the petrodollar. And if the United States continues to impose sanctions, if they continue to print more money, if they continue to have bad relations with those in the Middle East, those countries are going to not buy oil in the United States dollars. They're going to find an alternative. And I believe a lot of countries are starting to find alternatives, especially with this war in Russia going on. In Ukraine going on. Countries are finding alternatives to using the United States dollar because they're realizing that it is losing its status as the world reserve currency. Not only are the BRICS nations really actively researching a new global reserve currency, but we see in Europe that it's coming. It's coming. It is coming. We see France could get the digital euro in 2023. That is crazy. To go live as soon as early 2023. That is literally less than 6 months away. And we here in the United States we are not aware of everything that is going on. We need to make this a priority and understanding how economics are changing right now. They are drastically changing. And if you do not have a strategy and a plan in place, then these occurrences, these events are going to seriously catch you off guard, and you're not going to be able to know what to do. I believe that as we continue to go up into the midterm elections, we are going to see a lot more shootings, unfortunately. So be safe out here and stay strapped. We are going to see even larger financial events that are going to start to really change the way that our economy operates. I think we're going to start to see, like right now in Europe and in Africa, farmers are striking against the government because the government is wanting them to stop production. They're wanting to have a more scarce food supply. Why does that make sense? Because with less food supply, that gives the government more control over the people. It's all about control and it's all about power. Got to get hip to these things and understand that things that are happening in Europe are going to happen here in the United States. We have weak leadership. We have extremely weak leadership. And things are not going to get better with weak leadership. Now, why is this important for us here in the United States? It's important for us to understand what is going on because we are seeing the downfall of our currency. What does this mean? This means that we are going to be experiencing higher prices, more dollars to purchase less goods. And that is extremely vital, not only for food, but for our housing costs, for our energy costs, for our living expenses and traveling. This is going to affect a lot. And we are going to see the United States dollar continue to lose value. And we need to have a plan to combating this. So what is the plan that we must start to look into and start strategizing in regards to? It is to do what the central banks are doing around the world. They are stockpiling on precious metals, which have a good store of value. They are starting to research cryptocurrencies. We see this article here by CoinDesk that they just put out. Could a digital dollar be a cure for some of the United States financial instability? Some U.S. federal researchers are already saying that it could be. Now, when you start to see articles like this start to get put out, I think it's time to start really breaking down what is going to be happening in the future. It's no surprise that because of the rate of technology that we've been experiencing, that central bank digital currencies are going to be a thing of the future. Do I want for them to be a thing of the future? I actually really don't. I don't. Because it's going to have the level of control that our government is going to have over the people is going to be insane. And it's not going to be, it's going to be an invasion of privacy, just to say it plainly. I know by me saying this is probably putting a target on my back. But listen, people need to know what the frick these central bank digital currencies are going to do and how they're going to affect us. We are moving to a cashless society. We are moving towards having that social credit score, just like in Black Mirror. You know, Black Mirror is a great show. And with them already talking about a social credit score, I think it's very interesting. And we're starting to see that it's already being test run in China, who has a great relationship with the World Economic Forum. And the World Economic Forum is trying to get every country on board with its agenda of its global reset. You will own nothing and be happy. What does that mean? What does that mean for us, okay? We see here, you're going to have this digital ID. It's going to be a QR code, could be an implant. Who knows what it's going to be? But your vaccine, your health status is going to be on there. your travel purchase, your carbon footprint, everything. Your social media is going to be linked to this digital ID. That's scary. That reminds me of 1984. That reminds me of a totalitarian government. We see here some protesters in Zhengzhou in China not able to get their money out of the bank, and it looks like they're pretty pissed. Could this be happening in the United States? I would not put it past the United States. There was literally blackouts in ATMs up in Canada last week and in New York and New Jersey. People were not able to access their accounts. Watch the world banks. Watch as events around the world that really affect economics are happening. Whether it's with decreased food supply, whether it is with central bank digital currencies, whether it is with wars. Stay abreast to what is going on in the world. These things are going to affect the United States, and it's going to affect our purchasing power and our ability to use dollars. Seriously, that's why I'm making some of the moves that I'm making right now. I'm going to talk about them in other videos. But we need to have a strategy. We need to have a plan in place to be able to survive an economic winter. Hope that you're able to find this video beneficial, informational somehow. Like, dislike, share, subscribe. Do what you do, but I appreciate you. And until next video, stay blessed, stay healthy, stay prayed up. Peace.